Why is it that the people I'm attracted to aren't attracted to me, and the people that like me, I don't like them? Or why am I unattracted to emotionally unavailable partners? Why do I attract toxic people? All of these questions revolve around some central issues that you're having with dating and finding a mate. And the central issues are that your approach is totally off. Instead of vetting according to standards, you're out trying to find a match according to feelings, emotions, attachment, and attraction. So I'm going to help you sort this out. Now, the question that we're going to answer is, how do you set these standards? What should the standards be versus unrealistic standards? Because when someone is insecurely attached, avoidant, right, or any of the insecure attachment disorders like anxious attached, their whole approach is generally emotional. They're in fear. So everything they do is based on fear. None of it is based on love and executive function. They're not taking control of their life and their situation as much as they're running in fear. So they may be controlling, but it's out of fear. It's fear-based control. It's not stepping up and taking loving leadership of themselves as if they were a parent to themselves. And parenting, or in this case, reparenting, is very important because that's what healing is all about. You're reparenting yourself. They didn't have a lot of the main dating issues back in olden days and in ancient cultures because they would use arranged marriage. And in these cultures, with some form of arranged marriage, they got 80, 90% success rates with their marriages, and we have a lot less. And with most people not getting married, we have 80, 90% failure rate with relationships. So maybe let's pay attention to how parenting, or in our case, reparenting, will help us. In those cultures, it worked out because the parents or the community, the elders, would assist in finding your mate. So they would actually pick for you and say, here's some good candidates for you to look at. This stops you from going down the path of meeting people that you're attracted to and then finding out that they are actually a bad candidate months or years down the line after you've already invested yourself and given of yourself. And so arranged marriages do work. That's statistical. But we need to analyze what works from them so we can bring that into our lives, because we're not going to suddenly switch our whole culture and get our parents to arrange a marriage for us. For some of us, obviously, that's unrealistic. We may have toxic parents, or we're already in our 40s and so on. So how do we find a mate using realistic standards and vetting the same way these ancient cultures would have vetted people? The advantage that your parents, if they were loving, and your community has above you in the process of finding your mate is that they're using executive function, pure logic, intelligence, conscious reasoning, rather than emotions and attraction. So the way someone flirts with you is not going to tell you anything about what sort of mate they're going to be. And along those lines, if you're anxious attached, then you have a lot of unrealistic ideas and standards that you're going by. One, you may have the idea they should constantly reassure me without me having to ask. Well, that would assume mind reading, and it removes the personal responsibility that you have for self-soothing. Another one, if they loved me, they'd always want to be with me or talk to me. No, you're ignoring healthy autonomy, personal boundaries. That's not what you need out of a relationship. They should never make me feel anxious or insecure. That's unrealistic because you're projecting your inner wounds onto the external behavior of another person, creating a no-win scenario. It is not up to the other person to never trigger you. It's up to you to manage your triggers and to regulate your own emotions. If they really cared, they would just know the right thing to say and do. And That is not what care is all about. That's leading you to chronic disappointment and silent testing so that you're constantly finding reasons to disqualify people. That's not a realistic standard. No, nobody knows the right thing to say to you all the time. People have to learn you, right? Here's another one. Anxious attached people will say they should prove their loyalty by prioritizing me over everything else. Now you're being controlling. Now you're using guilt-based control. No. They don't need to prioritize you over everything else to prove their loyalty at all times. That's not how a healthy relationship works. Avoidant attached people are coming with unrealistic standards as well. I need to feel 100% comfortable before committing. That's not what commitment's all about. It's not 100% comfort and then you can commit. That's never going to happen. If they have emotional needs, they're too needy. If they're vulnerable, if they're weak, it's too much. They need too much from me. You need to expand your emotional bandwidth. It's you who can't handle the weaknesses and needs of others. That's a problem. It's not that they're too needy. If they're not perfectly independent, then I feel trapped. So you create this rigid distance and you prevent bonding by expecting them to be totally as independent as you are all the time. It's an unrealistic standard. The right person won't ask too much from me emotionally. The right person is going to make all types of mistakes, and they're going to ask for things that sometimes you have to be able to set boundaries for. So you must learn to be able to set boundaries and have growth in your relationship. I can't be with anyone until I'm fully healed. It's understandable that a person might feel this way, but you could be creating, again, an unrealistic standard, like setting a goalpost that's constantly moving in front of you. We're always growing, we're always healing, we're always getting to the next level. So don't idealize a future version of yourself and avoid current vulnerability. Some bonus terrible standards. They should never trigger me. That's not real. I want fireworks all the time. That's not real. I want fireworks and total safety at the same time. Not possible. They have to be exactly what I imagined or I feel like I settled. Gotta be reasonable. We don't want to have romantic idealism in order to shield ourselves from emotional risk. The reality is that getting into a committed relationship is a big risk, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't take it. It means that you should calculate your risk ahead of time. So instead of just saying, it's too hard, I can't do it, forget it, this is why I just need to be alone, this is why I just need to be single, this is why I don't do relationships. Okay, let's put all that unhealed stuff aside and let's do the work, okay? So take your pen and paper and let's set up some realistic standards. All you need to do is vet according to realistic standards. All you need to do is vet according to healthy standards. It's not about who you attract. It's about the fact that you're an attractive person. You're going to be attracted to and attract many different types of people. It's about who you stick with, not who you initially attracted. And you stick with only people who meet these standards. Okay? Now, you may have some more shallow standards like height and looks and things like that, and that's fine. But let's talk about some deeper standards that are going to be based on emotional health. Standard number 1, they take accountability. You need this. Can they say, I'm sorry? Can they apologize? Say when they're wrong. Take steps to change. Healthy people can admit faults. If you're with someone who can't admit faults without defensiveness, without shame spiraling, dump them. It's never going to work. Number 2, they're emotionally safe, okay? Not in an absolute sense, but generally speaking, it means that you can feel calm around them. You can express your thoughts and feelings without fearing that they're going to snap on you. You feel respected around them, reasonably seen and understood around them, even when you're not performing or putting on a mask. It's not chemistry. It's emotional security. That's what you want. It's not boring. What you're interpreting sometimes as being boring is actually being safe. You don't need for your spouse to be exciting. You need for your spouse to be a safe place for you to relax and be yourself. Right? Number 3, they respect your boundaries without guilt tripping you. They respect your boundaries without guilt tripping you. So you can say no to them without them withdrawing, punishing you, pressuring you, right? Respect for boundaries is absolutely beyond essential in a romantic relationship. If you are with a person that doesn't respect your boundaries, dump them immediately without pausing. That's a quick dump. You have to be with someone that respects your boundaries. Number 4, their words and their actions meet. This is congruency. Do they do what they say consistently? Okay? It doesn't mean that nothing can ever go wrong. Sometimes things can go wrong. But generally speaking, if they say they're going to do something, if they say they're going to be there, are they there? Do they do it? Do they have your back? Do they follow through with what they say they're going to do? Do they actually keep their promises? Generally speaking, do they show the real effort? Or is it a constant, oh, I'm sorry, it didn't work out this time. I'm sorry, it didn't work out this time. Make sense? You need someone who actually follows through. Their words match their actions. Their actions match their words. Number 5, can they regulate their emotions? You don't need someone to regulate your emotions. You need someone to regulate their own emotions. So how do they handle frustration? How do they handle disappointment? How do they handle stress? Can they get through it within a few minutes? It's okay that they get a little upset or a little frustrated for a moment, but are they over it within a couple minutes? Can they regulate their own emotions? Or do they expect someone else to do it or attack you or shut down because they're going through big feelings? That's a drop. Can't work with them until they fix it. They can heal this stuff, but they have to fix it. Number 6, are they curious about your inner world? In other words, are they actually deep sometimes, or are they just shallow all the time? Do they ask thoughtful questions, trying to understand how you think, how you feel, how you grow? Or are they just, the food's really good. Oh, you're really pretty. Yeah, that's nice. That feels nice. Oh, cool. And they never say anything like deep. They never ask about deep things. You try to ask them about deep things and they shy away from it. That's a standard that you need. Another one, do they support your individuality? In other words, are they celebrating your personal growth even when it doesn't have anything to do with them? Think about it. You have accolades. It's time to celebrate you. You've achieved something. Are they able to be a cheerleader sometimes and just say, all right, really good. I'm happy for you. Or does it always have to be about them for them to be interested? Are they threatened by your independence? Number 8, do they handle conflict with care? Do they seek resolutions rather than try to blow everything up, get destructive, become avoidant, or become overly controlling? How they argue reveals more about who they are than how they flirt. How they argue reveals more about who they are than how they flirt. Number 9, are they emotionally available? Do they fully show up? Or are they always too busy, not ready, or vague about their intentions? Availability means clarity. They're able to define the relationship, tell you how they feel, and listen to how you feel without avoiding it. Number 10, do they have secure relationships with others that they're close to? If they have friends, co-workers, family members that they're close to, are those good relationships? Or is it always a problem? Because those patterns are going to repeat themselves. Always in a fight, always having a problem, always a contention with someone. Okay, well, you're going to be no exception. You're just next in line. Number 11, do they honor your time, your energy, your effort, your beauty, your body, your talents, your resources? Or do they disrespect those things? Take them for granted? Do they reciprocate what you give? Or do they just take without replenishing? Healthy relationships are mutual, right? And number 12, you feel more yourself when you're around them. That's a good sign. You want to feel grounded. You want to feel authentic. You don't want to feel anxious, confused, like you're auditioning constantly, like you need to hide things from them. There should be something about their energy that makes you feel calm. These are not only realistic standards, but they're healthy. And you need a mate that basically hits all of these standards. So start there, write these standards down, and then go through the checklist and ask questions and get to know people. And as you spend time with them, ask yourself these questions. Are they meeting these standards? Because if they're falling short of these standards, then you drop them. It's not that you attract only certain type of people and they attract only. No. You're attractive. You're going to attract all types of people. Instead of trying to go with who you like based on your feelings, emotions, and the chemicals and the spark, find the people who qualify and then give them your time and attention. And they qualify if they meet the standards. So make a list for yourself. You got to have your own individual standards too. Make a list. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section or contact me directly on my website. We can do one-on-one sessions. And you can enroll in Healing School, where I got everything broken down in a systematic course, and it's absolutely worth your while. It's so much cheaper than therapy. Talk to you soon.